Guys, make sure you stick around for the full video. We're going to be discussing why it is that ESPN is experiencing these type of difficulties and why it is when you go woke, you eventually go broke. And in this video right here, I'm going to be explaining to you guys why it is that I think that ESPN is laying off so many employees and why it is that it looks like they are losing a lot of money, especially given the fact that the March Madness ratings once again have eclipsed the NBA. So make sure you guys stick around for the full video, and let's go ahead and get into this. Let's just go ahead and be honest. This right here is a result of what happens when you go woke. You know, the old saying, go woke, go broke. That is what this is. This right here, layoffs. Losing employees, not having the money to pay these employees, not having the money to expand your operations. Now, guys, there are many, many, many channels on YouTube that do a lot of very good work when talking about sports and politics. You've got Black and White Sports. You know, my personal favorite is this guy right here behind the line. Not trying to get on his good side or anything, but I find this guy's work very enjoyable, and he's been documenting this for a while. Now, I came across this, but I still keep up with NBA ratings from time to time. I still keep up with ESPN ratings. And when I see that many employees getting laid off, especially after the CEO of Disney said that they would be separating ESPN and that ESPN would be going straight to the consumer, telling me that it's probably going to be going to streaming, but then finding out that the streaming service itself is not exactly getting the numbers that it should be getting, you got to ask yourself a question. Why is ESPN in this hole? Why are they in this bad of situations? Well, I think that somebody made a TikTok a while back. I actually put it in a video myself. It was this video right here where I called Kendrick Lamar at least 2 or 3 freaking times. I'll let you guys go back and watch that and laugh at my bloopers. But let's just go ahead and roll this, and now you'll see the reason why ESPN is in the mess that they're in.
Because you're white.
Racial discrimination, African Americans, black women.
White privilege. White privilege. White privilege. White people should feel a certain amount of guilt.
Black men. White analysts. Black dude. Racist. White dude. I am a black man. My blackness, a lot of racists out there.
Racist. 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 Racist.
Black guy versus a white guy.
Racist. Racist.
Race riots.
White privilege.
Black players.
Colorism, fairer skin, racism, racism, black man, white people, a black young man, white guys, black man, white girl, black people.
We don't know, but we do know this. Since you do want to bring it up, we do know this, that when it comes to MVP voting, 80% of the voters are white American. 20% are other.
The next day.
I want to correct something here from yesterday's show. When Kendrick Perkins said 80% of NBA voters for the MVP award are white. The NBA publicly announces the voters each year, and after review, it is clear the panel is much more diverse than what was portrayed by Kendrick Perkins, and we wanted to make sure that we...
You see, gang, ESPN has been playing the woke racial politics for a while here. I think Kendrick Perkins was kind of the, how do I say, that was kind of sort of the antithesis of it all, because that take that he made was absolutely stupid. Not to mention that the fact that the every NBA since about 1984, minus Steve Nash, Larry Bird, of course the current NBA MVP that we have front runner this year, and of course I don't really watch the NBA as much anymore. I really could care less for it because I think it's all rigged now. Of course, it's all designed to get super teams together, and I'm just not interested in it. It's just not any good anymore, not to mention the fact LeBron James has kind of destroyed the sport. Not like it was in the days of Michael Jordan, but I mean, at least in the days of Shaq and Kobe, it was bearable. But the fact of the matter is this right here. The minute you started leaning into politics and you started leaning into racial angles and you started making race a big topic on just about everything, every story, just the minute you started planning stories out, the minute you decided to go on the whole WWE model, which, by the way, is what the hell it is nowadays, that right there is when you began to start losing viewers. Of course, Ryan Clark has got to come out there and he's got to play the race card. Kendrick Perkins has got to play the race card. Of course, Stephen A. Smith has got to play the race card. And don't worry, Stephen A. Smith will be a very, very lucrative topic of this video because he's obviously the person who is carrying ESPN at this moment in time. Now, guys, I wanted to do a project on the rise and fall of ESPN, an actual, honest to God project. And I didn't know if I was going to do it on this channel right here, if I was going to do it on one of the channels I plan on creating next year. It's a channel. I've already got the idea of behind the channel. I'm thinking about calling it the Archivist because it's designed to tell sports stories, actual, honest to God sports stories, sports history, that type of thing there. But when we look back at ESPN, we look back at the worldwide leader in sports, and we think to ourselves, man, did it just rise, man? It was beautiful. It was great. You had such great television shows. And now these people are struggling to keep the NBA in their camp. Yes, this right is a real thing. The NBA is considering pulling the plug from ESPN and giving it to NBC. Now, a lot of us old hats, a lot of us old school fans would really and truly love to see the NBA go back to NBC. Back in the day, the NBA on NBC was just an amazing thing to see. They had this amazing tagline video they had. Legendary. Once it goes into your mind, it never leaves. I can't play it in here or else I will get a copyright claim, but don't worry, it will be in the description box of this video here. I highly advise you young people go check it out. It was actually an amazing thing to see at that time. But the thing is this right here, ESPN as a whole, and I think a lot of it's also got to do with their personalities. It isn't just the woke politics. I mean, they eventually booted Max Kellerman off only to replace him with another wokester. And, of course, it's just been woke every day, since at least 2015, 2014 time frame. I mean, look, man, they had Skip Bayless up there, and I'm not really a fan of Skip Bayless, but at least Skip Bayless had talent. At least he could actually get the audience involved. You replaced him with a bunch of people, like Katie Nolan, for example, mostly just a face, no actual talent. You got Mina Kimes, who likes to say that quarterback wins and losses is not exactly an important statistic, when obviously it is. I mean, Mina Kimes, I can't think of anybody any more useless than her on the show, on any of the networks. I mean, I just can't think of it. I just can't think of anybody more useless than her. Except maybe Bomani Jones, who somehow or another landed a gig at HBO. Very, very weird stuff. Very weird, very bad decisions. Oh, that's right. That's right. Kendrick Perkins, another guy who decided he wanted to get racial the other day, only to get completely smacked by J.J. Redick. By the way, of the employees that are getting laid off, the vast majority of them are white, middle-aged white guys. So that right there should kind of tell you exactly what direction they're going into. Basically, it just looks like BET. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. Not that I have a problem with BET. I'm just simply saying to you that that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like they're trying to recreate BET or a sports version of BET. That's what the hell they do. All you got to do is look at all the wokeness and all the pandering that they do. Something else, too, another person that, quite frankly, really and truly, I don't understand why she's there. Molly Qerim. Molly Qerim, attractive woman, very attractive, but Molly is really quite irritating, quite aggravating. As a matter of fact, you could replace Molly Qerim probably with Katie Nolan, who they also replaced. I mean, Adam Schefter, what does he do really? He just sits around with a phone all day. You see, guys, I wanted to work for ESPN. I wanted to work for Fox Sports. I wanted to do this when I was in college back in 2016 to 2021, or the 2 years I spent in recreational therapy and the 3 years I spent in sports studies. I wanted to work for ESPN. I actually did. If I'd have known the direction they were going in, they were going to completely stay in, I would probably still be trying to get a job there today. However, I figured out roughly in 2019 that it did not look like it was going to change. It was going to be political, nonstop, 24/7. So you got to ask yourself a question. Why is ESPN laying off their workers? Why are they doing that? Because they are losing money. Now, why are they losing money? Because people have caught on to a few things. Number one, they played woke politics. Number two, they pandered. Number three, which, by the way, is really just a continuation of the first two, they continue to be political. They made sports political. Sports is designed to bring people together, not be political. Number four, the personalities. And number five, well, they've decided to go more into the entertainment model. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys are saying, man, this Packer fan is probably upset that Aaron... No. I'm actually okay that Aaron Rodgers is gone because it allows me to not think about no damn more. They pumped the Aaron Rodgers trade bull crap for about 3 straight years, and then it finally happens. And, of course, it actually still hasn't happened because, as I have said to my friends and family before, he more than likely would not get traded right off the bat because of the contract that has $99 million in dead cap. But ESPN has turned into solely entertainment. It's not even about sports anymore. Now, guys, with that right there being said, let's talk about Stephen A. and some of these very, very bad contracts. Gang, I talked about Mina Kimes being completely useless. I talked about Bomani Jones being completely useless. I talked about Kendrick Perkins being completely useless. And there are a lot more useless characters. I mean, the only reason why Molly Karam is there is because of her husband, Jalen, whom, by the way, we keep giving credit for being part of the Fab Five, even though they got smacked by Duke, and then they got smacked by Carolina, both in the NCAA championship game in back-to-back years. Stephen A. Smith is an anomaly. You guys are seeing his contract right here. It doesn't end until the end of next year, and I'm pretty sure with the loss of money, they're going to have to make a decision. Now, Stephen A. has got a YouTube channel that does pretty well. Now, I'm not saying that Stephen A. Smith is going to leave ESPN. As a matter of fact, Stephen A. Smith is the only thing that makes ESPN work nowadays. He's the only reason why anybody even tunes in to the channel. I mean, Stephen A., say what you want to about the guy, he's still very entertaining. But the fact of the matter is that contract time is going to be coming up really soon, and I'm pretty sure that Stephen A. is not going to stay on for a discount. So you go from $12.8 million a year to probably $18 million a year, which, by the way, he's not worth. I mean, unless you're actually putting your body on the line for something or somebody else or maybe your country, you're just not worth that type of money. He's not a competitor. He's not competing. And when everything that we know about Stephen A., it's a surprise. But then again, though, when you factor in inflation and whatnot, all I have to say is that ESPN is going to be doling out a lot of cash over the next few years to a few personalities that really and truly are not worth a damn. Guys, John Claymore here. If you like this content, hit the like button, subscribe, share the video sign up in the comment section. I'd love to get you guys' thoughts on this. I'd love to hear everything you've got to say, where I'm wrong at, where I'm right at. Also, to go on top of this, instead of saying SJW's piss off, which, by the way, SJWs you can piss off, let me just go ahead and say this right to ESPN. You have nobody to blame for this but your own damn self.